managing all aspects related to the cost. And that the next level is like reporting to higher management, and the next level it is like, and next level it is a for effective decision making. The cost management measures can be implemented either project wise or for overall company. The cost remain well managed and help organizations keep their expenses in control and profits maximized profit management to the best possible extent. In addition, when costs are monitored at every step, and resource planning and allocation are more accurate. In that, the cost management refers to the management, control, and the control of the business cost to ensure business spend less and earn more to reap more profits. And the objective of the management process is not to reduce the cost, but to reduce the cost only stage when the quality of the product is not hampered. And for the planning and communication, and for motivation, appraisal, and decision making are the features that make managing cost an important business procedure. And for the resource allocation and for the cost estimation, cost budgeting, and cost control are the major functions of the cost management process. And in these will be seeing like growth in information, various factors that affect the process in like growth in information technology, rising domestic and global competition, and growth of service and marketing sectors, and growth of service and customer focus, and R&D, that is research and development. In this cost management, the set targets ensure proper cost control, then we take the same to the higher authorities or the relevant divisions of the company for implementation. Finally, the business evaluate the plan and for performance based on the performance they make further decisions. These decisions include corrective measures to improve the plan performance and targeting. And in the process we'll be seeing that the resource planning, cost budgeting, functions of process, and cost control will be taken out. And the strategic cost management, they improve cost management, understand the financial structure, ensure proper budgeting, justify the fixed cost, reduce variable cost, and having robust software infrastructure technology. In this having, for example, if we see that, for example, the component A is of $8.5 per item, and for the component B is of 7 per item. But labor cost it is of 4 hours at $60 per hour. The per item it is like 24, and for overheads like 13.50, and other metal requirement is 16 per kg, excluding the 4. In these we'll be seeing like the selling price is of 100, royalties of 15, and profit margin 25, target cost is of 60%. And in this we'll be seeing like the cost management versus the financial management. In the category, we'll be seeing about the cost management is consideration of financial professionals, business managers, and the actual transaction and finding their difference between the estimated cost. But whereas in the financial accounting, it is like accountants, and in the account transactions only. And for the target users or readers, it is like for the internal management and external people, including investors, creditors, and regulatory agencies, etc. And for the profit period, as per the particular product, or job, on a particular period for the entire organization as a whole, the profit period is being done. And for the regulation, the requirement is based on a specific situation or decision and required. And for the cost measure is like for a particular process, project, or job. And for overall organization, and the financial will saying it out for overall organization. In these areas, the cost management is quite different with the financial accounting. Cost management make ensure that the expenses, the product that which we are going to buy, will be of expenses that will be taken out for the measurement and for such kind of And in the next area, we'll be discussing about the logistics as one of the major target area. We could see that in these it is a forms and logistics management conceptual framework, scope and importance, logistics and supply chain management in interrelationship and logistic management cycle, and in that logistic management components and the procurement of material and inventory control as we had discussed earlier, metal handling and packaging, transportation, warehouse and storage. These are all we had discussed in the earlier classes. And information monitoring and logistics information system and logistics management in that emerging trends like customer satisfaction and green logistics. These are of the totally it will be of 13 units if we are already discussing about that. But we have been very concise to have a very short one unit so that we will be discussing it out in a glance. In these in the logistics we'll be checking out in the logistics it is like the organizing activities pertaining to production and delivery of the goods and service has been importance. And logistics in general deals with the management of flow of things and materials in an organization. The unit introduces the concept of logistics and discuss various types of logistics. There are several terms used in logistics which are explained in the unit, and logistics management aims to facilitate the flow of metal across the supply chain of the enterprises to cost effectively make available the right product at the right place at the right time. The unit these areas are classified into inbound and outbound, which are explained in the unit, and different operating objectives of the logistics are analyzed. And there are five forms of logistics, namely procurement, products, production, sale, recovery, and recycling logistics, which are discussed in the unit. And in the logistics management, and there will be in this like in the type of logistics there are business logistics, material logistics, and event logistics, service logistics, key logistic terms. In these the type of logistics in is the business logistics is part of supply chain that plans, implement, and control the efficient flow and the storage we call it as like storage of goods and services from the point of origin to the point of user consumption. And the business logistics plans help in implementation, control the efficient and effective flow and storage of goods, services, and related information. And the military logistics, it is designed the integration of all aspects of support for the operation readiness, for operation capability of military forces, and the equipment to ensure readiness, reliability, and efficiency, and the transfer of personal material from one location to another, as well as the maintenance of the material essential for military to be able to support ongoing deployment and respond to that. In these areas, in like inventory, the pipeline, the functioning of the logistics in our organization, logistics complex concept is like customer satisfaction to include suppliers, intermediate customers, and final customers, and integrated efforts through product, price, promotion, and place of distribution. And the company profits by way of maximizing long-term profitability and lowest low total cost, such have been acceptable level of customer service. In that, key logistic activities like order processing, procurement, metal handling, warehousing, inventory control, transportation, packaging, and information. And as we had discussed, classification of logistics, like inbound or upstream logistics, and outbound or downstream logistics. Uh, these are do both the types, and in the operational objectives, it is like rapid response and minimal variance, and in the minimum inventory and movement consolidation and quality improvement and life cycle support will be taken out. And in the logistic forms, will be seeing like the procurement logistics, production logistics, sales logistics, and recovery or reverse logistics and recycling logistics will be taken out. In the logistics management, a specific concept which is like lean logistics management and agile logistics management and resilient logistics management and green logistics management, where in the green reduce, reuse and rework and refurbish, reclaim, recycle and remanage will be in the green logistics management. And total logistics management will be like logistic quality support guarantees the customer satisfaction, continuous logistic quality improvement, and the pursuit of logistic partnership is based on professionalism and trust. Safety and security as assurance for people and goods for information flows and pursuit of one-click activity implementation based on the flow process and the computerization. In these areas will be the logistics management will be taken out. And these the scope will be like for business logistics, so from the point of origin from the vendor to the supply management and through company facilities and the point of consumption and the associated activities and the efficient manager efficient manager necessary for the enable to organization to contribute to execute the goals of company. And the material management of physical distribution and supply chain management and decentralized logistics management will be out to taken care of. And the logistic management is important for the few reasons. In these, like cost reduction and profit maximization, and for the efficient flow of manufacturing operation and the competitive edge, and effective communication system and sound inventory management. These are of the five reasons that has been to be taken care of. And in the logistics and the supply chain management, they both have an interrelationship. In these, the logistics management is a small segment of the supply chain management that deal with the management of goods in an efficient way, and the focus on the transportation of storage and it borders for the repeated connection and right suppliers for the ultimate consumer. And the key efficient with like supply chain covers procurement, logistics, and functions, while logistics is a separate function that focus on product movement between the suppliers and the stores or customers. Uh, In these activities, supply chain management activities like planning, information, sourcing, and the production, delivery, and the return of goods. Uh, and in these have several processes that are being included like customer relationship management, customer service management, supplier relationship management, manufacturing flow management, and demand management, order fulfillment, product development and commercialization, and returns management will be have done. And there are a few tools like supplying shipping status, ordering process, and supplier management, and managing bids and spending, and demand forecasting, and collaboration portal tools, and analytical analytics and reports tools, and security tools, and compliance tools. These are of some tools that have been done. And the challenges will be like manufacturing data analysis, procurement, transportation, customer service, and there are certain kind of things that are like business processing re-engineering. We call it as BPR, and the fundamental rethinking and radical redesign of a business process to achieve the dramatic organizational improvements. And in the Kaizen, it is a Japanese business policy of continuous improvement of working practice and personal efficiency. The word Kaizen means the change for better, and it evolves. It involves all employees from the chief executive to the assembly line workers. And in the quality circles, we'll be checking it out. The group of workers who do the same or similar work meet regularly to identify, analyze, and solve work-related problems. And it results in better communication, personal growth and development, and improved motivation, enhanced decision-making skills, and management awareness of employee job-related concerns, and in the reverse logistics and total quality management. In like the product management, the management approach in which the management managers constantly communicate with the organization stakeholders to emphasize the importance of continuous quality. In this logistic management cycle, we'll be discussing now till servicing customers, where through quality monitoring, the product selection will be taken out, and for them, for the product selection, it is like quality monitoring through quantification of procurement, where adaptability plays the role, and in the quantification of procurement, the quality monitoring that will be next evolving to the inventory management, storage, and distribution, where again it moves like to the chain of servicing customers. In this, the entire management is like LMIS, the pipeline monitoring, organization, staffing, budgeting, and supervision. Evaluation will be taken out. In this, like that cycle will be have pre-transaction elements, transaction elements, and post-transaction elements will be taken out. In the pre-transaction element, the arise prior to the taking place of actual transaction, and it compromises the written statement of the policy, customers access to statements, organization structure, system flexibility, technical service. In the logistic management information system, we'll be seeing like the stock on hand, rate of consumption, losses and adjustment, and maintenance of logistic records. So we'll be seeing like stock keeping records, transaction records, and like consumption records, the reporting processing, the quality monitoring of the activities between the product selection and forecasting, and between procurement and storage, between inventory and the customers, between customers and the product selection. And in the logistics environment, we'll be checking it out like in different areas, globalization, policies, adaptability. In these areas, we'll be checking. This is the gist of like logistics management, where the entire, if you have any doubts, please question me out. Each term is another, not according to our syllabus that we have taken, we have taken out. Just prepare the glancely and and do uh, do Google so that it will help you out to get the information and data for the cost management and for these logistics management separately, so that they both are like interrelated kind of a thing. But it is like the system where the business that has to be work perfectly, that is to be taken care of, so that these areas have to be maintained. Uh, if you have any doubts, please post me out. I'll be waiting. Okay, I hope there are no doubts, and the rest will be having up two sessions that will be concluding tomorrow one, and on the second May we'll be having another session that will be winding up with our financial management topic. It is a core area, and thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity.